morning, guys. My name is Ganesh and I'm from Sandipani, Bangalore. So I'm here to make impossible possible for you guys. So I'm here to make the difficult things easy for you. So today we're gonna talk about a topic called frequency dividers. So there's a topic which is where many of the students, including me, feel very difficult. So today I want to crack this and make them all easy. So we're going to talk about the frequency dividers for next hour. So in this frequency dividers are nothing but like majority of people ask these questions in interview and written and all. Like design a circuit, a frequency divider by 3 circuit, frequency divider by 4, 5, frequency divided by 7, and etc. So I see many people feeling difficulty in solving such problems. So I assure you that after this class you will definitely feel very easy of solving any kind of divider. So if you want to learn in and out about this frequency divider, you just have to learn about the main operation of D flip-flop, and what is this mod and counter. It's a modulus and counter. So guys, the frequency dividers, the first one to be known for us is a D flop. Like everyone know about this D flop, but if you use a flop, we'll get a 1 clock cycle delay. So to make you understand it and to make you come to know that why we are using this concept in frequency divider circuit, I'm going to show you with a simple waveform like how this flip gives a clock pulse delay. So this is a D flop, this is my clock pulse, and I'm triggering it positive edge, it's not negative edge. So this is my data, and as you know there is some window known as setup window and hold window where my data should not be changed in that window. If it is changed, it's not a valid data, and this flop will not and will never respond for invalid data. So to make you understand this, so this in setup and hold window I didn't change this. So after this only I changed this. So I am capturing this data at this clock, at positive edge of this clock, and you can see at the positive edge my data is 0. So this is captured here, and again the next positive edge my data is 1. It is captured here. So from these two waveforms you can come to conclusion that this flop will give 1 clock cycle delay. So here clearly you can see after this clock pulse, after this time period T only, this data is starting after 1 clock cycle delay. So please guys, when I'm using this concept in our frequency dividers, please don't confuse and don't think like how this D flop is giving 1 clock cycle delay like that. So guys, in previous we come to know about that this D flop will give a clock cycle delay, and the same data we are capturing at the positive edge and we are getting 1 clock cycle delay. What if we capture the same data at negative edge of the same clock? Have you ever thought of this? So how much delay it gives? Let us see by drawing it. So here I am capturing the same data at negative edge. This is my negative edge 1, 2, 3 in this waveform. So I am capturing the same data at negative edge, and now let's see by capturing the same data at negative edge how much clock cycles delay we get. And because I am going to use this also in our frequency divider circuit. So capturing the same data at negative edge. At this negative edge my data is 1. So data is 1, and again negative edge my data is 0. data is 0 because this is captured here, and again at negative edge my data is 1, this is captured here, and so on and so forth. So by this you can clearly understand that my data, when I am capturing at negative edge of the same given clock, this D flop is acting as, so it's giving only half cycle delay. You can observe here clearly, this is only T by 2. I am drawing practical waveforms, I am not drawing theoretical waveforms. Means at that instant no flop can react. So we have to set up at hold times. So in order to not to get this violation, so after that window only it is captured, sampled. So only half clock pulse we are getting. So by this the conclusion is the same data, the same flop, when we are capturing at positive edge we get 1 clock cycle delay, and the same data when we are capturing at the negative edge of the same clock we get half clock pulse delay. So far we discussed about D flop and how it gives 1 clock pulse delay, and the same when it's copied captured at another edge gives half clock pulse delay. And now the main concept in solving frequency dividers is a mod n counter, a modulus n counter. Basically it's an asynchronous counter. Asynchronous is nothing but like if I consider a circuit, all the devices in the circuit are not given the same clock. Only the first device is given the clock and remaining devices get clock from the first output or somehow, but all the devices are not given the same clock. So it's an asynchronous counter, and the sequence, I mean like modern counter counts from sequence. So starting from 0, it counts till n minus 1. So it counts till 0 to n minus 1, and after n minus 1 again the same sequence repeats. So if suppose let us consider modern counter. So let us consider mod 3 counter. Mod 3 counter, it counts from 0 to n minus 1, where n is 3, so 0 to 2. It counts from 0 to 2. So let us suppose the initial value is 0. After first clock pulse, the count becomes 1. After second clock pulse, count becomes 2. After third clock pulse, again count becomes 0. Means, if you consider a modern counter, after n clock pulses, we are getting the same sequence, 0 and again 0. Means after n clock pulses, means after 3 clock pulses, again we are getting 0. So the sequence is repeated. After 3 clock pulses, again, if it is 0, 1 and 2, again 0, 1 and 2, and like this, so on and so forth, the sequence repeats. So now to design this counter, so I am taking this particular example. So based on this example, you should be in a way to solve any mod counter. So first question to answer this before designing a mod counter is how many flops it has. See, there are two ways of approach. One is formula based and one is logically. See, for example, in order to represent mod 3 counter, so it counts from 0 to 2. So to represent 2, how many minimum number of bits are required? So obviously 1 0, it's 2. You can also represent this in this. You can also represent like this. You can also represent like this. But minimum number of bits, how many? There are 2. So each bit 1 flop. So 2 bits, 2 flops are required. Logically you can get this. So and similarly mod 7 counter, minimum number of representation, mod 7, it counts from 0 to 6, 0 to n minus 1. So in order to represent 6, what are the minimum number of bits? How many minimum number of bits are required? Obviously this is enough to represent 6. So 3 flops are required. Similarly mod 10, it counts from 0 to 9, 1, 0, 0, 1. 4 bits are required. So first question to be answered is how many flops are required, and thereby we can solve very easily. And this is asynchronous counter, means only first flop gets the clock which we are giving, and the next flop gets the clock from the first flop output. So in this I'll also make you clearly understand like whether to take the next flop as positive edge or negative edge, so on. Many doubts, I'll clear you. So for example, we are taking here mod 3 counter. So for every 3 clock pulses, the sequence repeats like we discussed here, 0, 1, 2 and 0, 1, 2, so on and so forth. And formula base 2 power n greater than 3. Formula base how we will solve this is 2 power n greater than that mod value. For example, we are taking mod 3, 2 power n greater than 3. So n should be 2 only, because 2 power 2 is 4, 4 is obviously greater than 3. So this n is nothing but number of flops. So if you don't want to remember or mug up this formula, logically you can come to this conclusion that how many flops we require. So this formula base I did, and I require 2 flops. And now this, so for example, if we take so for mod 3 counter we require 2 bits. So let us suppose this is LSB and this is MSB. 0 0 0 1 1 0. These are nothing but 0 1 2 0 1 2. I am taking this side as MSB and this side as LSB. Normally we will take MSB and LSB. So I am just saying, I am just taking MSB and LSB. So 1 0 is 2, 0 1 is 1, 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0. So clearly if you make a conclusion here, clearly you see this should be, this is toggling. This 0 is changing to 1. Again 1 is changing to 0. See, this is toggling, right? Let us suppose the mod 3 counter is that. Let us take mod 5. So mod 5 requires 1 0 0 4. 0 to 4 it counts now. So obviously 4 minimum number of bits is 3. So I am taking MSB, middle bit and LSB. So Q0, Q1 and Q2. 3 bits are required, 3 bits I draw. So 0 0 0, 0 0 1, 0 1 0, 0 double 1 and 1 0 0. And here also you can clearly observe that my first LSB is toggling continuously. And based on this toggling, this is changing, and based on this is changing. So as a designer, the way of approach should be very particular. By this you should come to know that okay, my first bit is toggling continuously, and obviously I should use flip-flop which I am using in my design should be in toggling mode. So by this you can come to a conclusion that my first bit is continuously toggling, so it should be in toggling mode. And from this toggling you can come to know that some phenomenon is taking place here. Based on this toggling only it is toggling. You see? So if you clearly observe this first bit, so it's toggling continuously. So our first requirement is flop in toggle mode. And see, if you can clearly observe this, based on this toggling, it is changing continuously. So whenever it is changing from 1 to 0 only, it is toggling. Whenever it is changing from 1 to 0 only, it is toggling. So you should be in a position to notice like based on what toggling it is changing, and based on that you should give that output as flop to next flop. So for the next flop to trigger. So first of all our requirement is flop in toggle mode. Now let us know like what is toggle mode. Toggle mode is nothing but every clock pulse the flip flop should toggle, in the sense it should change the state from 1 to 0, 0 to 1 and so on and so forth. Let us come to this. If we take D flop in toggle mode, so So toggle mode in the sense output should change from 1 to 0, 0 to 1 continuously. So if we consider output Q, I am just representing Q in waveform. So first let us suppose Q is initially 0. So if you draw the waveform of this output, say the initial value is 0. 0 is coming here. But see, what we are transmitting is Q bar. If it is 0, this is 1. So 1 is sent here, and the next clock pulse we get output as 1. So at this clock pulse, we are sending 1 here. So 1 is captured, and 0 will be changed to 1, and 1 will be changed to 0. And the next clock pulse we are sending 0. So this 1 will become 0 again. See, I am capturing output only. So by this what you can understand is every clock pulse the previous state is toggled, in the sense complemented. So 0 is changed to 1, 1 is changed to 0, 0 is changed to 1, and so on and so forth. So the D flip-flop in toggle mode. So this we should use for the LSB bit. See, clearly you can understand that every clock pulse the LSB bit is complemented, toggled. So the first flop should definitely be in toggle mode. So if someone asks, I don't want a mod counter with D flop, can you do it with JK flop or can you do it with T flop? If they ask, simple. You know, when J and K or both are 1 in JK flop, it is said to be in toggle mode. Similarly, T, when T is equal to 1, it is said to be in toggle mode. So you can also use this for LSB bit. And now we'll come to designing of this counter. See, 0 0, 0 1 and 1 0. This is mod 3. Okay. So in detail we'll discuss mod 3, and by this you should be in a position to design any mod counter. So LSB is toggling. 0 is changed to 1 and 1 is changed to 0. Okay, again the sequence is repeated. So first LSB should definitely be in toggle mode. So like we discussed, this is in toggle mode. Q bar is fed back to D. So this is active in toggle mode and this is a flop. So now the second flop also it toggles somehow. Somehow it is toggling. So we should be in a conclusion that in mod 5 also if we consider it is toggling somehow, but based on this action only. So by this we should come to the conclusion that all flops should be in toggle mode, but they should not continuously toggle. In the sense, this flop should be continuously toggled, and here also it is toggling, and here also it is toggling. But this flop, based on this output only, it should toggle. See clearly, this I am representing here it again. 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. See, 0 is toggled, 0 is changed to 1. But here, when LSB is changing from 0 to 1, should there be any change in MSB? No. So, if we give this particular one like this, means we are giving output as clock to the next clock. So if Q naught changes from 0 to 1, see this is passage representation and this is negate representation if you give clock like this. And if you give passage, every 0 to 1 transition, this will react, this will trigger and this will toggle. And if you give the same as negate, every 1 to 0 transition, it will toggle. It will be complemented. So, suppose if I give like this, when LSB is changing from 0 to 1, so this is changing from 0 to 1, it got the trigger and this will also toggle. But our requirement is this should not change. So, if suppose I give here negative edge, first of all, LSB is changing from 0 to 1, so it will change from 0 to 1, but we give negative edge to this next clock. So when 0 to 1 comes, it will not trigger because it needs 1 to 0 transition, but we are giving 0 to 1 transition. So this will not trigger. Yes or no? Agreed? So now, so no change. Now LSB is changing from 1 to 0. So this transition only no. So what this clock requires is this transition only no. So definitely it will toggle. Yes. So it will toggle from 0 to 1. And now what happens in this is this process repeats continuously. Yes or no? Because 0 again it will change to 1 and 0 to 1 transition, but it requires negative edge. So it will not change, so it remains unchanged. Now our requirement is this mod counter should count from 0 to 2 only, 0 to n minus 1 like we discussed. It should count from 0 to n minus 1. But what it is doing here, to our surprise, it is counting from 0 to 3 and it is continuing. We need to do something such that it counts from 0 to 2 and again it in this place our requirement is to get 0 and 0. So we should do something somehow and make flip-flops again clear. In the sense, again they start from 0 0. So now what I'll do is at this stage I am getting this as 1 and this also as 1. So I am taking this state only. Please remember that I am taking this state only. After third clock pulse means 1, 2, 3. At third clock pulse my value of the counter is 1 and 1. And this is MSB and this is LSB. So this is 1 and 1. Somehow I should do something and clear all the flip-flops. Now again, it's a task for designer. The way of approach is very important. We can use anything. So simply, I'll do like this. I'll take this and I'll take this. I'll send both to an AND gate. Clear? Agreed? And this AND gate output, I take secondary input clear. First, all primary inputs, you know, reset is primary input. And whereas secondary inputs are nothing but preset and clear. Clear in a sense, when clear is active, I am taking active high clear because my output of AND gate would be 1. So I can take anything. If I take as negative edge, I can send it to NAND so that output will be 0 and giving to clear of active low, it again clears. So here I am taking positive clear, so I took AND gate. So when both are 1, output will be 1 and this I directly give it to clear pin, secondary input. So obviously what will happen, clear in the sense when clear is active, whatever may be the input, that doesn't matter, output will be 0 0. See, whatever may be the input, but output will become suddenly 0 and 0 and our requirement satisfied. See, now I am saying like there could be n number of ways to solve this problem. Like I told, if suppose if I take here, what if I take here both are ones? What if I take here NAND gate? NAND gate, you know, the expression of two input NAND gate is LB bar. So if one input is 0, obviously output will be 1. If I take NAND gate here, what happens is, when I send 0 0 also, output would be 1. When I send 0 1 also, output would be 1. When I send 1 0 also, output would be 1. But if I send 1 1, output would be 0. To my surprise, what is happening actually and what we need? See, for 0 0, it should go to next state, at 1 1 only again it should be cleared. But what is happening? At 0 0 itself, it is sent here and again it is cleared, but next state would be 0 0 only. Because 0 0, if I send to NAND gate, what happens? output is 1. Again they are cleared. They are not running to the next state. Our requirement is after n minus 1 states, means after 2 only, the next state should be cleared. So that after n clock pulses, again the sequence repeats. So can I use a NAND gate here? No. So what if I use OR gate? What if I use OR gate? Again see, 0 0, if I send to OR gate, output is 0, because clear or active high, it will not work. Okay, satisfied. It will go to next state. 0 1, when MSB is 0 and LSB is 1. Now what happens? It will become 1 and again cleared. After this state, we will get again 0 0. Is that our requirement? No, that is not our requirement. Obviously our requirement is after this 0 1 2, after this counter counting 0 1 2, again it should reach 0. So what I am saying is, clearly identify the basic gate where it satisfies your requirement. It should meet your requirement. See, now I tried with all gates and I came to conclusion that obviously if I keep AND gate only, it will work perfectly. That's what. See, there could be n number of ways. So here using a basic gate and making the counter after reaching the final state, again clearing it is an important task in this. And please do follow this method. Like, it's not that by heart something, by heart is okay, every time you should use AND gate only. If you use AND gate, like I told, for some other counter, it's okay. Let's say this is a mod 5 counter. It will count from 0 to 4. After this, it actually counts 1 0 1. But what is our requirement? This 1 0 1 place we should get 0 0 0, because 0 to 4 it came and again 0 to 4, again 0 to 4, it should repeat. So 1 0 1. So what should I do to do this? Similarly, taking active high clear. So what I will do, I take MSB bit, I take this bit and I take this bit. I will send it to an inverter, I will do like this. Again, I will send it to an AND gate and I will give the clear pin of all flops, and thereby I can clear it. So you should think in some way like, here both are 1, so there is no chance of using an inverter. Here the middle bit is 0. Obviously I need an inverter, otherwise this should satisfy to all the above conditions. It's not that only one condition. It should satisfy this condition, because this condition clear should be 0. Here also clear should be 0, clear 0, 0, 0, and this case only clear should be 1. That is the best design. It's not that every single state clear should be 0. It's not that every state clear should be 1. If it is cleared, every time flip-flop will be in this state only. Agreed? Yes or no? Every time flip-flop will be in this state only. But our requirement is after passing through 4 states, 0 to 4, next state should be cleared. So you should use your mind and design in such a way that, okay, only for that particular thing only, my clear pin will be activated. At that time only, it is cleared. Any counter for that matter. So you should be cleared in making the clear pin active for that nth state. Means if it is for mod 5, after 4, 5 would come, obviously. This one you should make it as 0. If it is mod 7, after 6, 7 would come. This 7, you should make it as 0. You should do something. And it should satisfy for all also. It should not only satisfy for this. If we see, let us take this only. If we send any of these above combinations also, clear should be 0. But only this combination, if I send clear should be 1. That's okay. Let us suppose take this. Let us suppose take this combination. Okay, this is MSP 1 1 0. Okay, this 0 is there. Obviously one input is 0, output would be 0. So it will count next state also. It will count next state also. But this state, obviously the output would be 1 and it is given to clear and it is activated. So what you should come to know is, okay, now I will be giving the final conclusions. It only counts from 0 to n minus 1, that's my first conclusion, and it's an asynchronous one. See, only the first clock is getting clocked and the next clock is getting clocked from the previous output. And again, don't confuse in giving positive edge or negative edge. Like I explained, you just go by truth table. You just clearly mention it. What is it? What is my MSP? What is my LSP? It is toggling. So I use first clock as toggle mode. And based on this, it is also toggling. Based on this is also toggling. So every flop I use is a toggle mode only. And but when it is going from 1 to 0 only, it is toggling. So 1 to 0 means definitely I give this to neg edge only. Then only it works. So please come to conclusion that at what edge this flop should toggle. Means the successive flop, the next flop should toggle. Obviously this will toggle for every flop, every clock. So 0 to n minus 1 clock pulses only. After that somehow you should clear it. So please take a clear pin and at that particular state what basic gate will give output as 1 if it is active high only. If it is active low, which gate will give output as 0. So like that you should think twice, thrice before using this particular gate. So this is modern counter. So guys, so far we discussed about this D flop and modern counters, and now let's see how we are going to use these two to get our frequency divider. So normally they'll ask design a frequency divider, but I want a synchronous design. I don't want asynchronous design. So like we discussed, synchronous design is every device is given the same clock. It may be a positive edge or negative edge for that matter. Every device is given the same clock. Suppose if they ask us to design f by 3, f by 3 frequency divider, synchronous one, and that too they will ask 50% duty cycle. So what is a duty cycle? You all know like 50% duty cycle is 50% on and 50% off. So now let's quickly go back to this expected waveform. This is my clock. This is my clock and this is my expected waveform. Like frequency divided by 3 means we know that T is inversely proportional to frequency. So frequency is divided by 3 means time period is multiplied by T, 3. Agreed? Yes? So if the normal clock every T time one cycle occurs in the required clock, means in the expected waveform every 3 clock pulses one cycle should occur, means one on and off. And that too our requirement they told is 50% duty cycle, means 50% on and 50% off. Sorry guys. So 50% on and 50% off. And it repeats. So you can see clearly like 1T, 2 time period and 3 time period. So every 3 time period expected waveform only one cycle occurs. And that too they told is 50% duty cycle, means 50% on, means in 3T half is 3T by 2 and 3T by 2. So 1.5 clock pulse on and 1.5 clock pulse off. You can clearly see. So this is our expected waveform. Now it's very interesting. By this we are approaching this expected waveform. Again, As a designer, we should think in an appropriate way. So the way of approach is very important. So I took 2 stages here. So now, please guys, I am repeating that I am using those concepts which we discussed earlier in this class. So I told a clock, it can make one full clock pulse delay or it can make one half clock pulse delay also. So if it is captured at negative edge, it is given only, it gives only half clock pulse. So if suppose they ask you f by 3, so please f by n, consider this as n. So replace this first stage with mod 3 counter. Okay, you know mod 3 counter, it's here. You know this mod 3 counter, right? So replace first with mod n, like f by n, where n is 3. So mod 3 counter. Now let us quickly recall this truth table. This is MSB and this is LSB. So 0 0 0 1 1 0. Again 0 0 0 1 1 0. So for every clock pulse, so first clock pulse, if the value is 0, second clock pulse the value is 0, the third clock pulse the state is 1. I mean to say like this one. So now I should make use of this particular outputs, and the same outputs if I capture it negative edge by doing something, I should get this expected waveform. Now clearly observe, I am going to take this Q1 and represent there. This is my first stage output. I can take anything, but I am taking for my convenience I am taking only Q1. So first clock pulse Q1 is 0. Accepted. Q1 is 0. Second clock pulse Q1 is 0 again. Third clock pulse Q1 state is 1. Accepted. Again it repeats 0 0 and 1 0, and it repeats like that. And this is my Q1, my MSB bit of modern counter. So MSB bit I represented like this. For every 3 clock pulses it repeats like this, and this 0 0 1 it repeats for every 3 clock pulses. Similarly the 0 1 0 0 1 0 for every 3 clock pulses it repeats, and that's what it's called as modern counter, and it counts from 0 to n minus 1, and for every n clock pulses the sequence repeats. And now I told here, see, the output of mod counter is given to a clock and it is captured at negative edge, like we discussed. Positive edge, if the same edge, if suppose the same data is captured at positive edge, it is delayed by 1 clock pulse, we discussed in the previous. So if the same data, if it is captured at negative edge, means the same this data, if we capture at negative edge of the clock, the same data we are capturing at the negative edge of the clock, obviously it will delay by half clock pulse. Agreed? Accepted? And now I draw Q1, the second stage, means output here, and this output I am drawing here. See, simply half clock pulse delay means that's it. Exactly half clock pulse delay, 180 degrees phase shift. This and this has 180 degrees phase shift, half clock pulse delay. So 180 degrees means half clock pulse. So now our requirement is 1.5 clock pulse on, 1.5 clock pulse off. So the same waveform continues from this side also. Don't think like the sequence is not repeated. 0 0 1 is not repeated. From here also we get 0 0 1 again, 0 0 1 again, 0 0 1 again. Like that. The sequence repeats from minus infinity to plus infinity. I can't draw all. So to be clear, I am saying, I am just sending this output, the particular output what I sent, what I drawn there, I'm capturing it at negative edge of the same clock. So thereby synchronous. Accepted? Agreed? So I'm capturing at negative edge. This is delayed by half clock pulse like we discussed. Accepted? Yes? Now if I OR these both, let us suppose if I OR this, will I get or not? Yes? Now let's see. If I OR this output, I am representing it and just OR in these two outputs directly from the mod encounter and one from the delayed one. So if I OR 1 and 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. So now this is 3t by 2 and this is 3t by 2. Accepted? And this sequence repeats from minus infinity to plus infinity like this. And if you extend the left hand side also, you will get the same. And if you extend the right hand side also, you will get the same. So our expected waveform is 3t by 2 on, 3t by 2 off. And the same we got. And it's periodic. And that is frequency divided by 3. Synchronous. Accepted? Every stage is worked under the same clock. It's functioned under the same clock. 50% duty cycle, 3t by 2 on and 3t by 2 off. Accepted? And what you want? So guys, we discussed about frequency divided by 3. So according to me, one would not be enough for you to practice. So let me discuss one more and let me quickly recall some problems like solutions on these issues like hardware optimization, smart thinking, and quick logic. And if suppose tomorrow if some interviewer asks with how many flops you can do it, and just like that within a second you can answer it. So those also will discuss. But let me discuss frequency divided by 5 circuit for you guys, so that you'll be knowing more about this concept and you can do any frequency divided for that matter. So frequency divided by 5, 50% duty cycle and synchronous. Simply same. Frequency divided by 5. So f by n, where n equal to 5. So here what we should replace it with mod 5 counter. So mod 5 replaced. So mod 5 counter, if we go for truth table of it, the output states of it, Q2, Q1, Q0 as minimum is 4. So 100 would be enough for it. So 3 flops are required, MSB to LSB. So if you clearly observe this and this, now let us draw about the expected waveform. It's like this. .5 clock pulse on and 2.5 clock pulse off, and it repeats like this. Okay, 2.5 clock pulse, this is T, whereas this is 5T. This 5T by 2 and this also 5T by 2. So this is our expected waveform. Now similar, it's not that we should take always MSB only and do it like previous one, or we can also take this, we can also take this, we can also take this, anything. But our requirement is continuously on for 2.5 clock pulse, continuously off for 2.5 clock pulse. Again, now I am saying about this hardware optimization. Now let's talk about by taking Q2, what is the hardware required? It need not be this hardware only. We can get more number of flops or less number of flops, but less, one flop is minimum we get, and these two stages are compulsory. So let me take Q2. Q2 is like zero, 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 see that at first clock pulse the value is 0, second, third, fourth and fifth clock pulse the value is 1. Now, similarly, sending this to a flop, catching it at negative edge means delaying this particular one half clock pulse. Means the waveform would be like this. And ORing these two, this output, the delayed output and this output, or these two outputs we get the output, means our frequency divider. So it's something like this. So now you can clearly come to notice that, see, our requirement is 2.5 clock pulses on and 2.5 clock pulses off. But what we got here? Only 1.5 on. And if we continue this, 3.5 off. So is this our requirement for 50% duty cycle? Our requirement is 50% on and 50% off. But why we are getting this? So now, in order to make this 1.5, 2.5, in the sense, if I could delay it with one full clock pulse, and if I OR it, I will definitely get 2.5. See, like this. If I delay it by one full clock pulse, and if I OR these two, I would definitely get 2.5 clock pulses on and 2.5 clock pulses off. So how to approach this? See, the same output, how can I delay it? The same output, how can I delay it by one clock pulse? Simple. Like we discussed in the previous lecture. Like in order to delay it by half clock pulse, catching it at negative edge. In order to delay for one full clock pulse, capture it at positive edge. See, this is the output. This is this output. Right? And what we are doing is, we want one full clock pulse delay. So, this output, I would send into a D flop, but I would take clock as the same clock. The same clock means the same positive edge clock. So obviously, if I use one D flop, obviously I'll get one full clock pulse delay. That's what I'm expecting here. If I get one full clock pulse delay, this output and this output, I'll send it to an OR gate. And this is my frequency divided by 5. Solved. So, by this what I am saying is, apart from modern counter and this capturing at the same at negative edge, I also require one more flop to make 1.5 as 2.5. Okay. So what is my conclusion is, just by seeing, you can easily say that you can optimize the hardware. See, if we take this Q1, this is on for 2 clock pulses. Yes, means 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. So these only know this first clock pulse, second, third, fourth and fifth. If I could shift it by one half clock pulse, definitely I'll get 2 as 2.5 if I could OR these two. Yes or not? Accepted? Agreed? See, 2 clock pulses on. Okay, the same I'm drawing here. The same thing I draw here, then you will be knowing it. Zero, 1 and 0. So like this it repeats. Yes. If this is 2 clock pulses. But what is my requirement? 2.5 on and 2.5 off. So here comes the actual logical thinking here. See, I should make this 2 as 2.5. So how can I make this? That means if I could shift it by half clock pulse and if I could OR it, I will get 2.5. See, if I shift it by half clock pulse and if I could OR it, I got 2.5. So 2.5 on, 2.5 off, 2.5 on, 2.5 off. So that's what. See, without drawing only, I can simply say that I required a modify counter. I require its output sending to negative, capturing it at negative edge, means half clock pulse delay. So if I take Q1, should I need this extra flip? No. See, if I take Q1 here, capturing the same at negative edge, I got 1 half clock pulse delay, and ORing these two, I got 2.5 on and 2.5 off. So this extra flop is not required for me. So always you must go for this hardware optimization. In interview, if you say that, okay, if I take Q2 also, I can get it by taking this one more delay, by taking this flip-flop and again ORing it, so I require 2 OR gates, 2 flip-flops here, and mod and counter mod 5 requires 3 flops, so altogether I require 5 flops and 2 OR gates. You can say that. But always he expects some optimization in it. If I take Q1, mod 5, 3 flops and 4 flops. With 4 flops and 1 OR gate I am able to do it. I am reducing the area. So here, to meet that area constraint, if we say that I had only area where I can accommodate only 4 flops and 1 OR gate. If we say that, you can't go for 5 flops and 2 OR gates, 1 flop and 1 OR gate extra. So always we should optimize our design. So by seeing this, we should know that 2 clock pulses on. So for 2 to make it 2.5, I can send it to this. I can capture it negative edge and I can delay it by half clock pulse and OR it. Like you can see clearly. I need not draw the waveform. That's a beautiful thing in this. I need not draw the waveform. By seeing this, this is my representation. 2 ones means 2 clock pulses on. For making 2 as 2.5, I delay it by 1 half clock pulse. So I need this, obviously. So by ORing it, I'll get 2.5 on and 2.5 off. So similarly, let's take. So for your is a thing I'm also discussing here in brief f by 7. Suppose if someone asks you f by 7, what is your approach? F by 7. So I take in that first stage. In this stage, I take mod 7 counter. Yes, I take here mod 7 counter. So mod 7 counter, it counts from 0 to 6. Accepted. So 0 to 6 means 110. Minimum number of bits is 3. So Q2, Q1 and Q0 000, 001, 010, 011, 100, 101, 110. So again the sequence repeats. So after this again it repeats. So clearly you observe, by taking Q2, already 3 ones are there. 3 ones are there. That means 3T is already there. Agreed? 3 clock pulses on. So similarly I am saying here, in mod 5 also 2 ones are there, means 2 clock pulses already there. For mod 5, for f by 5, 2.5 on means this 2, I should make 2.5. Means I delay it by half clock and OR it. Similarly, here 3T is already there. 3T on is already there. But I need is 3.5T on. So what I will do? I take this Q2 and send it to the same flop and capture it at negative edge, and thereby I will get 1 more half clock pulse delay, and I will OR those both similarly like this. So I need a mod 7 counter, 1 flip flop capturing it at negative edge of the flop, and 1 OR gate. It will do. Now, someone will ask me, can I do it Q0? How can you do it with Q0? See, it's alternatively, it's toggling it. See, now 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. And with this, can you make 3.5 on and 3.5 off? It's a tough task. We need many flops like this, many delays like this. So, it's like repetition of zeros and ones. It's not like 0, 1, 0, 1 alternate sequence. So, that's what I wrote here about smart thinking. So, those who think very smartly, they can wrap it up in just within no time. Because smart thinking, why I am saying is, by seeing, I am saying here Q0 is useless, Q1 is useless, because zeros once is there, but again 1 is there. So I cannot make that sequence. And by seeing Q2, it is clearly very nice, all zeros followed by ones. Obviously I can make it 3.5 on and 3.5 off. So similarly, one more will take if you want. So let us take about mod 9. I mean f by 9. So I'll replace in this circuit as mod 9 counter. So mod 9 will count from 0 to 8. So Q2, Q3, Q2, Q1 and Q0. 0, 0, 0. Now see, Q3 also all zeros followed by 1. So I had only 1t as on, but my requirement is f by 9 is 4.5t. So 4.5t on and 4.5t off. But if I take Q3, I had only 1 in this. I had only 1t on and remaining is all off. I can make this also as 4.5t on. How? I will send Q3 to one flop, capturing at positive edge, not at negative edge. Not at negative edge, I will capture it at positive edge only. So thereby 1 can become 2 now by ORing this 2. This 1t I can make 2t now, and again 2t I can make 3t now. Again 1 clock pulse delay and ORing it, and again 3t I can make 4t. I can make this as 2t, I can make 3t, I can make 4t, and I can make 4.5t. 1t to make 2t, I need 1 extra clock pulse, 1 OR gate. 2t to make 3t, 1 more flip flop and 1 more OR gate. 3t to make 4t, 1 more flip flop and 1 more OR gate. So by here I require 3 flips, 3 OR gates. And here I require 1 more flop capturing at negative edge. Why? Only 0.5 delay I want. 0.5 clock pulse delay I want. Half clock pulse. So 1 flip flop capturing at negative edge and 1 more OR gate. So totally 4 flip flops and 4 OR gates apart from mod 9 counter. Mod 9 counter has 4 flip flops. So 4 flip flops plus 4, 8 flip flops and 4 OR gates I want. To accomplish this, if I take Q3, 4 plus 4, 8 flip flops, 4 OR gates I require. So now come to Q2. If we take Q2, 4 clock pulses are already on. 4t is already on. Now 4t I want to make 4.5t on. For that is my requirement. 4.5t on and 4.5t off. So 4t, if I send to a 1 negative edge flop, capturing the same data as negative edge, I will get 4.5t. Yes or no? So I require 1 extra flop and 1 OR gate. So altogether 5 flip flops and 1 OR gate. These 4 for mod 9 counter. Here also 4 flops for, in this 4 flops for mod 9 counter and 4 flops for to convert 1t to 4.5t. So this I require 8 flip flops and 4 OR gates by taking Q3, but by taking Q2 I need only 5 flips and 1 OR gate. So hardware optimization. obviously which one you go? Q2 only. So don't waste your time by taking Q3 and capturing and taking 4 flip-flops extra and 4 OR gates extra. Simply you can take Q2 and send it to a flop with capturing at negative edge, and you can just OR them both, and you can easily get it with 5 flops and 1 OR gate. 6 components versus 12 components. Which one do you prefer? Obviously 6 components. That's what I'm talking about, hardware optimization and smart thinking. Just by seeing, the student should know how many flip-flops he requires to design an F by N frequency divider with 50% duty cycle, and that too synchronous. It's not asynchronous. Quick logic, and in a sense, not just drawing everything, drawing very neatly in the interview. You can, of course you can do, but just like that, if you say, you can easily impress him, and that's what he also wants, to be impressed. So he'll ask one last question in this is, he'll ask, okay guys, I want to design a frequency divider by 5. So with how many flip-flops I can design it? If he asks, you can simply say, okay, not 5 counter, 3 flops, and that is capturing at negative edge, 1 flop and 1 OR gate. So 4 flops and 1 OR gate will do it step by 5. And that's how sharply you should react to that situation. It's not that taking 1 full day, 2 days, anyone can design. So that 1 minute or 2 minutes will change your life in an interview. So guys, I think I made you clearly understand this concept on frequency dividers. So frequency divided by N circuits where N is odd. I repeat, where N is odd. So in my next classes you can so we'll discuss about this F by N frequency divider circuit where N is even. So in the coming class you can definitely get this. And guys, I would like to say you one thing, feel me as your friend, brother, whatever. So if you have any particular doubt in digital design, Verilog, system Verilog, circuit theory, or analog basics, basic electronics, any doubt for that matter, you can just mail me on this ID durgaganesh5@gmail.com, or you can just contact me on this number. I will try my best and upload. I will definitely 100% I will upload video into my account within 4 days on that particular doubt which you mail me or which you contact me. So guys, have good time and practice well. See these frequency dividers, you will definitely get this in interviews or written tests, and you should give your best in this.